Okay, now, so this was the first social media background, social media, simple social media design. Now, let's say I want to add some kind of background to it. So, first thing first, I'll just go to Pinterest as usual. So, I'm going to search for a background. I'm going to search for a background. So, you can just search for, say, aesthetic background. I think we already have something here. Let's see this. This color with this color. Okay, let's see how it goes. So I'm going to look for a kind of white background as well. A background that has more of white. Okay. mm, okay. All right, so okay, so we have this. Okay, let's say we have this. I have this. And then let me download some kind of image enhancers. Let me just say design elements. Okay, look at these guys here. So you can just download these guys and let me download maybe Starship. So images like this, things like this, you can use them for background manipulation. Yeah, things like this now. Download this flashy whatever. Just download. I think we've gotten enough to move on from here. This looks tempting. Mm. Okay, so nonetheless, let's just move on. Of course, you know where we are headed. We are headed straight to photo room. So once we download like that, we want to remove background or we want to blur some images, and of course, would always head for photo room. So here we are on photo room. First, I want to remove background of some images. So let me see. Remove background. Okay, I want to remove background from this. Confirm, and then click on export. So we are done with that. Take it back, click on transparent, and then click on the star. So remove background. In case you don't want it to remove background, you will notice it showed skip background during while it was removing the background. So you can easily just click on skip background removal in case of elements that you really don't want to remove their background. So I'm going to click on this and then motion blur. Yeah, that is, so motion blur and then export. So you remember I've exported it as the way it was, and then I later applied motion blur to it. So I'm going to click on the next element, which is this. Remove background. This is skip background in case you don't want to remove the background. Or okay, so I'm going to first export this the way it is, and I don't think I even want to use it like this. I would want to use it with motion blur or Gaussian blur. So let's do Gaussian blur. Yeah. Okay. So this is how I would want to use it. So next I'll go and take that. I would work on the celebration image, which happens to be this. Remove background. Just confirm cutout. And then give me some kind of blur to it, please. Not giving me. Uh, Let me export it first to see. Okay, I'll just take it back. So, click on transparent. Click on this guy. Oops, 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 oops. I wanted it to. So I'll just come here. Gaussian blur or motion blur. Gaussian blur will fade it. Motion blur will give it this effect of when something is passing at full speed. So that's what it's going to do. Alright, so the next one is this white background that I downloaded. Skip background. Can you see this is what I'm talking about in case you just don't want to touch the background? So you click on this, and then this one it is Gaussian blur because I want a kind of blend. Yes, I don't want the background to be too pronounced, so that's why I'm using this Gaussian blur. Okay, I think there's one last background I downloaded, which is this keep background removal. Then click on it and then give it some kind of Gaussian blur so the background won't be too pronounced. All right, now I'll just go straight into my Pixel Lab and then yeah, play with this to see what I would get. Okay, Pixel Lab. So remember the design we did before was just simple like this. So let's see what happens when we begin to add some other factors to the background. So let's say we wanted to start this design afresh, and then we lock all of this, and then turn them off. That is, all of these are not showing. Okay, right. So I'm going to bring in my background. That is, it's more like I'm starting this design again from scratch, right? I have this here. I have this right here, right? Okay, then this is just plain. Okay, so this is plain. You can see now I'm working on my background first. What do we have again? So I can bring this and then use this as enhancement, paste and on. I believe you've seen designs like this, and then you may be wondering how did they achieve it? So this is how they do things like that. So you can see. So I just duplicated this. Okay, now um so something as simple as this, right? Something as simple as this. Let's see what else we can put. Let me turn on this guy. Okay. So one thing I may want to do right now is that I would want to change the color of this to maybe orange or something that matches his own color, right? Why? Because I'm trying to create harmony. This is blue. I'm trying to get that something close to that orange. Okay. So I'll just take this off. So I'll duplicate this. Forgotten how I placed that. Okay. So I'll duplicate this again. So what I'm trying to say is that whenever you are designing, you just want to make the color to ensure that the color you are using is close to the color on the design, right? You just want to ensure the color is close to the color on the design. You want to select colors from the elements you have in the design. So let's see what new vibes and new week looks like here now. So you can see the same design, we're already getting a different feel from it. We're already getting a different feel from it. Same design, different feel. So by the time we turn this on, so some of them are not showing, right? Then next thing, because it shows celebration, let me bring in the celebration. Yes, this. Okay, so I'm trying to see the placement. I would actually work on this. This celebration stuff, I don't really like the way this looks. Okay, so at this point now you just come and where's eraser? So you increase the size by pushing this forward, and then you increase the softness by pushing this forward. Then you increase how where it will start from. Can you see the distance, right? So that your hand can easily control them. So let's say I'm taking out all of these guys. Let's say I'm taking out all of these guys. These things are supposed to be tiny, soft, and things like that. Let's say I'm taking out all of these guys, right? So let's see what we have here. Okay, so we have this more like a. So let me try and take it to the back, just behind the guy, because it looks as though it is disturbing. I want it to be over New Week, but behind the guy. Okay, oops, I didn't lock that. So that's the issue with Pixel Lab. Whenever you are working, you have to lock things you are not using, or else everything will just be dangling on their own, and you may end up moving things you really do not want to move. Okay, so let's say I have this, and then let me bring back the the number Iorian digitals. So you can see now this number thing has to go up for it to be visible. So you so what I do is I click and drag and I move it up. The number as well, click and drag and then move it up, then drop, move it up again, drop, then move it up. You can see that it has now become very obvious. Now the name, the brand name Lyorian also has to go up. Okay, all right, so here we have it. So I can do something like this to this Lyorian, as something like this. Oops, I let me quickly lock that. Okay, I was trying to move this, make it thinner. What am I moving here? So I'm just going to lock every other thing I'm not using, so I won't be picking things I do not want to pick. All locked, 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 locked. Okay. So this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to have this thin line. I'll put this here and then duplicate and then bring this here. How do I know if these lines are correct? This is where I come to my grid line and then I use this to gauge. So from my grid line, it shows me this one still needs to move up. So here now, that is where my positioning comes into place. I just move it up. Okay, I think we have something. So take out the grid line. All right, so this white is not really showing. It's not really showing. Let me do black. How come the black is not showing? Stroke. Okay, stroke, black. Oh, the color worked before. Oh, color, black. Okay, let me take out the stroke then if the color worked, because I don't want it to be too thick. I actually wanted something tiny. Yep. So the other ones, so I'll just take out the stroke. I actually want something, yeah, something tiny. So something as simple as this. Let me see if I can infuse any other manipulation just to change the look of things. Let me bring in the star and see if there's any way it can fit into. Of course, it can't just go into this place. Nope. Let me see if I can manipulate the color to something that blends. Okay, okay. You can see this alone is beginning to give it some kind of feel already. So you can see, even though it is still the same, white design, and then just with a little bit of background manipulation, you can see the difference between this and the other ones. So you are supposed to actually apply light. You're supposed to apply light. Let me take this and then duplicate, then lock this back and work with this. So let's say I really want to create something, some kind of effect behind this guy. So what I'll just do is I'll take this and bring it back. So this is how you go about background manipulation. You bring in different things together and then switch. Yeah, can you see this now? So let me take it behind the new witch. Yeah, can you see that it has actually changed the whole look? No, let's just have it centralized. Now compare this design with that other design. You can see that the difference is really, really massive, right? So I'm just going to save this design. I would save this, and in this video now I'm going to show you one other thing that I do. I was supposed to add light to this design, but I just decided to skip it because we want everything to be simple, just simple designs, right? So the next thing now, let's wait for this to save completely. All right, so with this design now, I think I've saved this, right? So the next thing I'm going to do is I'll just go into Snapseed. So from Snapseed, I'll click on this plus and then click on this. So once I click on the image, I want to add filter to the design. So I'll just click on pop right here. So this is pop right here. Click on pop. So what pop will do is it will enhance the design. It will enhance excuse me. So pop will enhance the design. So whenever you use pop and then you tick the checkbox here, you come to tools, curves. In some cases now, pop will over enhance the design. So I like to just bring down the what's it called a bit so that the colors, can you see it is light, the colors will come back a bit and everything is still shiny. Then I check and then click on export, then click on export here. So that is what I basically do. That's how I work on my designs. You can see everything I started and finished it on my mobile phone. So there is nothing like, oh, is it possible for me to design on my mobile phone? Of course it is possible for you to design on your mobile phone. So okay, so I'm going to make another design just as I promised. I'll make another design, a simple design as well, right? So if you have not taken my course, you may want to consider doing so because we have a lot of designs. I'll teach you all of these things like in detail. right? And then you would have access to ask me questions. So some people asking questions, I can't leave my students and then begin to attend to non-students. Those guys paid for it. So if you really want to gain access to the mentorship platform, it's a lifetime mentorship, it's just one time payment. And then you can take advantage of the course now at a 50% discount. So once you get in, you can be rest assured we'll also teach you how to monetize your skill. It is one thing to have the skill, it is another thing to monetize the skill. All right then. So see you on the mentorship platform.